on a Friday, hottest show on the streets. Number one forum for Bama football news in my own words. Yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Happy to have you in here on a free-for-all Friday. We bring you the show from the Magic City of Birmingham. Streaming this to you on YouTube. Speaking of the channel, you know what time it is. Get yourself subscribed, locked on to the channel right here. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button. Tap the notification bell. Get yourself plugged into all things Bama. Share the show to everybody you know. Die-hard Bama fans, casual Bama fans, family members, friends, consumers, everybody that's got a breath in their body and talking about Bama football. Share this show with them. Like the show as well. Smash the like button. Hit that thumbs up. Run those likes up. Appreciate all of you I mentioned on Wednesday. We'll be back in studio on Friday, and that's where we are. Daily Super Chat Go, $100. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We want to hear from you, the passionate Alabama fans. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358, the number 2. Dial in to let your voice be made known on the show, 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from all of you. But without further ado, Eli, we're going to jump right into the conversation. And topic number one is geared toward, Kalen DeBoer as the new head football coach for Alabama, University of Alabama Crimson Tide. He's done a phenomenal job assembling a staff together. Now, how good can this coaching staff be? We have to save our expectations to when we get to see some games played this season. I know there are some people already throwing out the fact that this is a strong staff, a dynamic staff, but let's kind of reserve those words, reserve those accolades until we see some games being played on the field. Now, you got some good names on the staff. Don't get me wrong. You got some good names on the staff. Kane Womack, good name. Jamarcus Shepard, good name. Scott Huff, good name. Coach Scott Hitzler, good name. Coach Maurice Linguist, good name. Coach William Inge, good name. You got some good names here. Got some good names. But let's hold our reserve, judgment of these names until we get to see some matchups take place on the field. Now, the good news about all of this is Coach DeBoer was able to retain, he did retain, two marquee names from the Nick Saban coaching staff of 2023 that are going to play a big, massive role on this 2024 team. Those two names being Freddie Roach and Robert Gillespie. Alabama did right by retaining Roach and Gillespie on staff. And I remember Kalen DeBoer mentioned during his introductory press conference back on January 13th, he said, my staff is going to be a splash of Washington, but I'm still going to keep the concrete guys that have Southeastern Conference ties on this coaching staff. And he's done that by holding on to Freddie Roach and Robert Gillespie. Kalen DeBoer, he knows the recruiting power that these two guys have. Kalen DeBoer knows the relationships that Gillespie and Roach have fostered with several athletes in these high schools within the state of Alabama and in surrounding areas. Most importantly, Kalen DeBoer knows these two guys, they thrive in coaching their respective positions. Freddie Roach, where the defensive line is concerned. Robert Gillespie, when you discuss running back. So DeBoer knew, I'm going to try to have a splash of Washington with my coaching staff, but if I want to keep this thing rolling in terms of recruiting at the University of Alabama, I got to retain some names that these young men know. I got to retain some names that these young athletes, they vibe with. I got to retain some names that these guys have a connection and a chemistry with, those two names, Freddie Roach and Robert Gillespie. That's the reason why you as Alabama fans proud to see Coach Roach not just as a D-line coach, but be bumped up to assistant head coach because of the job he's done. This is why you as Alabama fans are happy that Robert Gillespie was retained. And you look at a 4-star running back recruit for the 2025 class, we're talking none other than Anthony Rogers, who's an Alabama football commit. One of the main reasons why he stayed committed to the Crimson Tide is because of Robert Gillespie. Think about this. If Gillespie wasn't retained by King and DeBoer, Alabama does not hold on to Anthony Rogers' commitment. They don't hang on to it. Rogers said definitively, in a quote, one of the main reasons why, if not the main reason why, I chose to stay by verbal commitment at Alabama is because of Coach Gillespie. So there it is right there. Having Gillespie on staff, retaining Freddie Roach, it was big for King and DeBoer. It was massive here for him to keep guys on staff that are able to vibe here with these athletes. And in terms of the defensive line for the upcoming season, these guys know what Freddie Roach wants to have done. When you're going to the 4-2-5 under Kane Womack as the defensive coordinator, and you got 4 down linemen, you're pretty much doing away with the outside linebacker position because your outside linebackers are not going to become defensive ends, right? Because it's the 4-2-5. And for Freddie Roach, the defensive line play, they know what's expected from them by him. And we saw this past season where he really started developing these guys. You look at the year that Justin DeBoer had. Now he's off to the NFL. You look at the year Tim Smith had, the year Tim Keenan had, the year Jaheim Otis had. Those guys are all back. And now you add the likes of Damon Payne, you got a James Smith, you got an LT Overton in here, you got a Noah Carter in here, you got dudes in here on the defensive line that want to come off the ball, that want to explode and get to the quarterback in this 4-2-5 swarm, a defensive scheme here. So it was big for King and DeBoer to hang on to Freddie Roach. It was big for Coach DeBoer to hang on to Robert Gillespie. And it's going to be fun to see what this team becomes here in spring football starting off on March the 4th. But we're going to take our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting started. Upon our return, we want to get to you, the Alabama football family, the fans. Light us up with your phone calls, your thoughts, your energy, your enthusiasm. We're going to check in with you after this.
Touchdown Alabama is a fully independent outlet that covers all things Alabama football. Founded in 2007 when Nick Saban arrived, we have been here through the entire Nick Saban era. In this new era, now is the perfect time to stay up to date on everything Alabama football and know what's going on, including everything that's going on with recruiting. Our website at touchdownalabama.com will always keep you in the know on everything that's going on with the Crimson Tide. And you can also get breaking news notifications with our app. We have over 100,000 followers on Facebook, over 60,000 on Twitter, nearly 30,000 on Instagram, over 30,000 on TikTok, and we're constantly growing. Also, be sure to become a part of this rapidly growing venture and subscribe to touchdownalabama.com to get inside and premium information on the team as well as recruiting inside the state of Alabama. We are constantly adding to our premium subscription package, so be sure to lock in now.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, people, we're back to the action from the break, locked and loaded. On a Friday, hottest show in these streets, talking your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Yes, Ryan Grubb did say in the Red Elephant Club event, I am your offensive coordinator for the University of Alabama Crimson Tide inside Bryant-Denny Stadium. Ryan Grubb staying put with the Crimson Tide. Not going to the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle actually targeting somebody else there for that OC position. So it looks as of right now, Ryan Grubb staying put. Ryan Grubb not going anywhere as of this moment. Gotta show some love to my man Bill! Bill for New York with that $8 donation, dropping the love in the bucket there. Appreciate Bill. Daily Super Chat Go, $100. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We appreciate all of you helping us out on the network. Gotta also show some love to my man, Jimmy Cash Money Bucket Clay, $25 donation, dropping that in there. My man Jimmy Clay, who's a big supporter of Alabama softball. The girls are rolling right now. I think they're 5-0, Eli. Bama softball, 5-0 right now. Big job by them. We're starting to see some power bats in that softball lineup. Jenna Johnson had a big day today. I think her name is Kaylee Havitt. Kaylee Havitt had a big day today. I think she went like a 3-run homer, 2-run double today. Got some girls with some power in that lineup. Kayla Bro, she's back as a coach on staff, former national champion for Bama softball. So the girls in action. Going to go to the phone lines to grab your calls. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feel, and state your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Steven, this is Mike from Kentucky. What's up, man?
Doing good, Mike. Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. I'm waiting on dinner to get done.
Hey, man, same here. Same here. I mean, you doing the exact same thing, bro, I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, this new receiver that just signed, what's Ryan Williams' his name, right?
Yeah.
And this cat's got tons of potential. But I think we all need to be careful not to put that cat up on too much of a pedestal. You know, let him earn it. I mean, too many times in the past we've put young guns up, you know, give them a little too much praise, and then they didn't pan out. It seems to me like it's bad juju. You know what I mean?
I mean, Mike, and I hear where you're coming from. I mean, you want this young man to come in here, earn his stripes, earn his keep. The one thing impressive about him is for you to do all that he did at Saraland High School and to be able to reclassify, come out as a 16, 17-year-old kid going into college, it's a major deal for him. The main thing I want to see him do is, once he gets on campus, surround himself with older guys, surround himself with veterans, so that way he can glean from that wisdom.
I mean, he looks like he's got unlimited potential, man. I'm excited. I mean, but I've heard people put him in the same conversation as Dante. Now, whoa now. You know, Dante's the best we ever had. You know, I just want to keep him humble, you know, if possible, and keep him focused. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm glad we have him. Make no doubt about that. I'm glad we have him, but, you know, let's not, you know, pump him up too much, you know, man, make him earn it, man. I think that's what, you know, Brian Robbins and all them other cats that are on that show,
You got to make sure.
I'm trying to cook and talk at the same time, bro.
You gotta make sure he earns it, because I mean I know a lot of people right now are making the Devontae Smith comparisons and the Jamison Williams comparisons, among others. But Ryan Williams has to earn it for himself. And when he comes in here this summer and he's a part of the summer workouts. He's a part of the 11-on-11 type things right there. And when he gets involved in fall camp and when he gets on the field, he's got to earn his keep once he gets on this field.
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't even know who Devontae was till he caught that game-winning touchdown against Mississippi State as a freshman. You know, I mean, we didn't put him on a pedestal. I just think it seems to work out better if we just, make him come up and earn it the right way, man. Roll Tide, everybody.
Absolutely. Mike from Kentucky calling in there. And it's crazy how Eli, I just always remember the story of Devontae Smith. I'm out there in 2017. This is pre-COVID. I'm out here at the open practice in August. It's about 98 degrees with a heat index of 104. I'm wearing black pants. I don't know what possessed me to do that. And so I'm talking to Cam Sims, wide receiver. And so Cam Sims and I are having this conversation. And I'm like, Cam, if Calvin Ridley is not open on a play, who do you get the ball to? Who do you trust to catch the football in a marquee situation if Calvin Ridley's not open? And several guys walk past Cam Sims. We're talking Robert Foster. We're talking Henry Ruggs. We're talking Jerry Jeudy. And Cam Sims does not acknowledge those three. Cam Sims takes me by my hand, right? And he walks me to the other side of Bryant-Denny, and there's a 165-pound guy soaking wet catching the football, and Cam Sims goes, Steven, that's him. And legend of Devontae Smith was born right there. I mean, I didn't believe Cam Sims at that moment, but as the 2017 season went in, that's when I knew I'm going to owe Cam Sims a steak because he was absolutely right. But we take this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
Mississippi.
Curtis, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I want to ask you a few questions. Do you
Go
think
ahead.
that we're good enough to beat Georgia?
I think Alabama is good enough to beat Georgia.
So Cam says
So turn the speaker down a little bit there, Curtis. Now I can hear you clearly. Go ahead.
what did they sign Kevin DeBoer to? Did he get a long-term deal or a short-term deal?
They signed they signed Kevin DeBoer to a good deal. I mean, they signed up about 7 to 8 years. So it's not a short-term deal in which he can negotiate longer if he wants to stay longer.
I heard that. That's a good bit of time. That's 7 to 8 years.
Yeah. And so he can negotiate longer if he wants longer. But 7 to 8, good start there.
Yeah. What type of money he getting there?
Now what type of money he getting there? That's the big thing. He's not getting Saban money. Now, of course, the university had to buy him out of his buyout from Washington, and that buyout was $12 million. So not only are they paying him the $12 million from Washington, but there's more added to that. So I would look at about $16 million, $17 million.
I heard that.
So yeah.
That we can go further in the playoff this year. I hope we win the whole thing, but that's too far down the road. You think?
I think right now the best expectation is the SEC championship, get into the playoff, and then see where it goes from the playoff. But I appreciate Curtis from Mississippi calling in right there. That's my expectation. Getting the SEC championship right, making it to the college football playoff, and then once you reach the playoff, see where it goes to from there. But we're going to take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feel, and state your name and where you calling from.
Hi, Stephen. Bill from New York. What's up, man?
Bill, I'm doing well, man. Doing good. Cannot complain here. Was happy for your guy, Will Anderson, getting NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. I still believe they snubbed DeMeco Ryans. He should have gotten Coach of the Year.
I think so, too. Stephen, I wanted to ask you something. This offensive coordinator, Grubb, how old is he?
Grubb is 47.
I like that. I'll tell you why. Look, I don't know enough about Reese to really make that pertinent a comment, but I think he was a little young to have a job like Alabama. It's just my opinion. And you take Coach Saban, even Lane Kiffin, these guys, they're great with the players. They teach them, they mentor them, but they're like friends. You know what I mean? It's not like they're going to be hanging. I think he was a little too young to be with these guys. That's just what I think. And I also like with the new coach. Look, no, of course, I don't want anybody but Saban. I want Saban till the day I die, but we're not getting it. A man's 72 years old. And I think this guy's the new coach, DeBoer. He's not going to be beholden to anyone, and I'm hoping for a complete competition in every position, including quarterback. I think guys have to prove them. I think they have to prove themselves to the new staff, and that's a good thing, ain't it?
It is a good thing, and that's one of the things that you got to kind of enjoy about having a new regime in here with Coach DeBoer and his staff is there's no over loyalty ties. It's if you are the guy, show me that you are the guy, and that's kind of one of very few, very small flaws that we saw of Coach Saban as he got older. As Coach Saban got older, he developed a sense of over-loyalty to particular players, and he was kind of loyal to a fault to those particular players. When you look at Kalen DeBoer, you're not going to have that. It's if you are the man, let me really see, show me, knock me off my feet that you're the man. And everybody
talk like that.
Yeah, everybody has to earn that keep. Under DeBoer, you have to earn your stripe, you have to earn your keep, you have to earn your way onto the field, and that's how it has to be. That's how it needs to be. If you are the cream of the crop, show us.
It's going to be exciting, It really is. And look, I'm ready. I hope to get down there for another game this year, be the good Lord willing, because that was so much fun.
Hey, Bill, I hope to see you down here when you get up for it.
All right, man. Will you be well?
Absolutely, my man. Bill from New York calling in on a Friday. Gonna be fun. Spring football gonna be fun once it gets in here in March. You got the A-Day game in April. You got so much to look forward to. It's so much newness, right? A lot of newness. A lot of opportunity. We got Nona Davis with that $10 donation, dropping that in there. Appreciate Nona helping us out on the show. Eli, you and I know this. We are two people that we speak with, what's the word I'm looking for here, Eli? You and I, we speak with common sense, right? We speak with common sense. We speak with the sense of understanding. We speak with, I guess you can say, not putting it too far out there. If I'm free to say that terminology. And for me, I know a lot of people look at the expectation, even with Kalen DeBoer still being championship or bust, national championship or bust. I would kind of walk myself a little bit back from that because of the sense of you're not going to have another Nick Saban. It's just not going to happen. What he did and the run of championships he was able to produce is second to none, right? You had so many people when Bear Bryant was coaching here in the 60s, 70s, 80s, it was like, oh gosh, like there's nothing like this. There's nothing like Bear Bryant. And when Bear Bryant retired, we all had in our mind, have we seen the end of the greatness of Alabama football? And then thankfully, Nick Saban comes in, decades down the road, and not only revives what Bear Bryant did, but put his own spin on it and took it into another stratosphere. So now, with Coach Saban stepping off to the side, it's will Alabama football take an even higher step? we have to see what King and DeBoer does. We have to see what will it look like before we can begin to put even more expectations on this. We got to see in year one, how do the players develop under him? How does the recruiting work under him? How does the coaching staff work under him? Most importantly, you ask the Alabama fans, how big is your support to him, right? Because it was the support of the Alabama fans that really elevated Coach Saban to do what he did. I remember that 2008 A-Day game, Eli. Was it like 92,000 people in there? That 08 A-Day game? Like, y'all were hungry. Y'all were like, Saban, we're ready. Usher us in. We're ready. We're behind you. Do you, as the fans, usher in DeBoer the same way? DeBoer, we behind you, KD. Let's go. We're going to pack this stadium out. We behind you. 1,000%. We loved what Nick Saban did. We will always love what Saban did. But DeBoer, we're about this new era. We behind you. How much support does Coach DeBoer get in terms of ushering in the post-Nick Saban version of Alabama football? Cool call topic here. One of the former Bama greats became the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, Will Anderson, in the NFL Honors Ceremony. Yeah, on Thursday, NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, Will Anderson. The number 3 overall pick of the 2023 NFL Draft by the Houston Texans. Anderson had 46 total tackles this past season. I think it was 46. Had 10 of those for loss, 7 sacks. Big year for Will Anderson. Helped the Texans make the playoffs, won a playoff game. I still think D'Amico Ryan should have been Coach of the Year, but Will Anderson, NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, hats off to him. Sky is the limit for him in terms of how big his career can really be in the pros. But we take a break right here, folks. We'll touch that down. When we get back, we dive into topic 2 of the conversation. Does Alabama finally have a special teams coach? That's been a talk this offseason. We'll get into the name that's being brought in, or expected to be brought in, to coach special teams. We discuss it after this. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh yeah, this. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall. We also have new, fresh, exclusive TDA gear you can get right now at Alumni Hall. That's in store or online. Hit that link in the description and search Touchdown Alabama to view all of the available gear. Hurry and get yours before they're sold out.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back into the action from the break on a Friday. TGIF edition of the show. Number one ticket for your Bama football news in my own words. Yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Got my man Eli Walker in the production studio. Continue hitting that subscribe button. You tap subscribe, you hit the notification bell, you smash the like button. You give us all the energy right here on the show on the platform. The daily Super Chat Go, $100. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We thank all of you. But topic 2 of the conversation. Looks like Alabama has found its special teams coach. Looks like that. The big questions that you had as Bama Nation, has Bama found the special teams coach? Has a special teams coach been hired? Is there a conversation about a special teams coach? It looks like now Bama has found that guy. According to multiple reports, Jay Nunez from Oklahoma, Big 12 assistant, is expected to join Kalen DeBoer's staff for the Crimson Tide as the special teams coordinator, special teams coach. Nunez, of whom spent last season as the special teams analyst at Oklahoma. Nunez, prior to that, he served as a special teams coordinator at Eastern Michigan. He did it at Southern Illinois University. He did it at the University of Minnesota. So Nunez has a lot of experience coaching special teams. He's done it quite a few places, has had success here, quite a few places. So he is expected to join Kalen DeBoer's staff as the special teams coach, Jay Nunez, right there. And what's intriguing is you got William Inge, who is a wealth of defensive knowledge, but also does special teams as well. So you got William Inge with some special teams experience. You got Jay Nunez with special teams experience. So which one of these two ends up coaching that position? And then which one gets put in an off-field role due to the fact that when you're going with the 4-2-5 defense, the outside, you don't need 2 linebacker coaches now. You basically only need 1. Because your outside linebackers, they become defensive ends. So you don't necessarily need an outside linebackers coach anymore, going from the 3-4 to the 4-2-5. So with not having an outside linebackers coach anymore, do you make Nunez the special teams coach and have William Inge off the field? Or do you make Inge the special teams coach and have Nunez off the field? This is just something that Kalen DeBoer has to look at. Or do you have Kane Womack just solely focused on running the defense, and then you make William Inge the inside linebackers coach? Now, if you do that, then you can keep Nunez as the special teams coach. It's so many variables here, right? When you're changing defenses, when you're changing schemes, when you're changing that foundational piece there's a lot of alterations you can make. So it just all depends on what does Kalen DeBoer want to do. If he wants to keep Kane Womack as the DC and the inside linebackers coach, then you have the question of, you have 2 guys that can coach special teams. You give the position to one guy, you have the other guy off the field. Or if you just want Kane Womack solely focused on calling the defense, you can make William Inge the inside linebackers coach and have Coach Nunez coach special teams. But Jay Nunez is the name that is expected to leave Oklahoma, join Alabama, working with special teams. So that's your update right there in terms of has Alabama found that special teams coach. But we're going to go to another break right here, folks. We'll touch that dial. When we get back, return to the phone lines to grab your calls, your thoughts, your interactions. We're getting your energy from the Bama fans, from you, the Bama fans. Light us up after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today.
This is Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, you know, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we are locked and loaded to the action from the break. Number one ticket for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. My man Eli Walker in the production room. Continue being involved with the show, tapping the like button, giving us that thumbs up right there, smashing that subscribe button. You know, making this your network, your space, your spot here for all things Bama football. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 daily. Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We appreciate all of you. We go to the phone lines to grab your calls. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in to let your voice be made known, 205-448-1358. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feeling, state your name, and where you calling from?
Steve, my boy, how you doing? This G, man. Long time.
G, man, it's been a minute, man. G, how you feeling?
What's going on, man? Hey, look, I don't think I've talked to you since we lost to Michigan.
It's been a whirlwind of stuff, G, from Saban retiring to you get Kalen DeBoer in here to people hitting the transfer portal to you get Ryan Williams back recommitted and signed to now let's just get to spring football already.
Hey, look, so I got a question for you. You still be getting a chance to go into like the coaches conference, interviews like on Mondays and Wednesdays. You still got that access?
Yes.
Okay, so look, I got a question for you, Steve. I want, like I always tell you, Steve, I want to see you on ESPN. I want you on Fox with Saban on game day one day. It's gonna happen for you. But look, you know, I want you to put the Kalen on the spot. And you know, because this has been my issue with the Rolling Tide for about the past 2 seasons. How we gonna do X starters? I wonder how we gonna do X starters. You know, what we gonna do about like Miro? If you ask me, I'm not too sure he might be the guy for this. Do you think DeBoer has the guts to play the best quarterback if it's not Miro?
I think he does. And I think he does, and here's why. DeBoer has no loyalty to anybody on this team right now. He comes in, he comes in, and it's if you are really the guy, show me. Because the main thing with Coach Saban, one of the few flaws he had, especially as Coach Saban got older, he became overly loyal to particular players. Right? So with Kalen DeBoer, he comes in, he has no ties to anybody. No ties to nobody. So with him having no ties to nobody, it's okay, if you are the cream of the crop, wow me, knock me off my feet right here in practice, if you're really the cream of the crop. So it's going to be open competition across the board. If you're really that guy, you got to earn your keep now.
Yeah. And you know what's funny about that, Steve? I think he will use that motto because he has to win. You know what I'm saying? Saban wanted to, but he won't go get fired. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of strayed away from the Jesse Williams and the Quentin Downs and all that stuff playing. So I think you're right about that for the simple fact that he know he has to produce wins over here, right? So
not just that, G. But with him bringing in a new defensive scheme and Kane Womack, this 4-2-5, recruiting's going to be different now. Now you got to go back to getting those monster makers on that defensive line because it's the 4-2-5, especially those monster makers at defensive tackle because you're going to have 2 interior defensive tackles. You got to get back to getting those guys that are going to plug up space, that's going to stop the run, that's going to be animals. And then you got to get back to those defensive ends that edge bend and rock the quarterback's skull. So not only the fact that he has to win and prove he can win the Southeastern Conference at Alabama, but from the recruiting aspect, he's got to be able to get back to getting those monsters to Alabama for this 4-2-5 defense. So it's a catch of both there. You got to get the monsters and you got to be able to win. So appreciate G from Raleigh getting his thoughts in here on the show. He's still on. G, you still there?
Yeah. That was accident. My fault. That was super accident. Yeah. So I heard everything you said. Like, he got to get the monsters in here. And he did a good little job with recruiting. But I want to say one thing. I don't like how that thing went down with Julian saying, though. I don't really like that, Steve. How you feel about that?
That was kind of eerie to me because Jules is an immense talent. Jules is a very immense talent. So that and the fact that Jules goes and, here's Ryan Grubb coming in here because Jules would have eaten in this offense.
Come on,
Jules
man.
would have really been able to eat in this offense. So that one stung. But
I felt like, what bothered me with it, because, I always come up and I talk about loyalty, which is why I hated seeing Trez out there, which is why I hated seeing Jalen Key out there. I'm big on loyalty. So what made it so crazy, Steve, was that Julian Saying honored not taking no visits. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was 1,000%. I can see if it happened to a kid like a Raiola. You know what I'm saying? He all over the place, but dang, it kind of happened to somebody that was locked in. And once Bama Nation brought up the dude's stats who come in, they tried to sweeten it up and say, oh, he's good. Oh, he's 6'12". Woo, woo, woo. I ain't give a shit about that. I ain't think he was just saying. And, come out of high school, he wasn't saying. So that was kind of tough. But I got a lot of hope for this team, Steve, because we're kind of back in the prove-it stage. You know what I'm saying? We kind of under Saban, Big Dog, I think we became an opportunity place. You get what I'm saying? Even down to the coaches.
This year's team, it kind of puts me back in the 08-09 feeling.
That physical? I don't know, Steve. Hold on now. What you saying?
It kind of puts me back it puts me back in the 08-09 prove it. It kind of puts me back in that 08-09 sort of prove it. Like when Saban first got here in Tuscaloosa in 07, it was, is Saban really in? Okay, Saban, show me. And 07 was kind of rough. 08, he started to kind of get the ball rolling. You play against Florida for the SEC. You get beat by Tebow. And then 09 became, okay, we know we're good. Now we believe we're good. Now we can show we're good. So we're now back in kind of that 08-09, okay, show me Alabama. What are we?
Okay, and this is what I want to say on the back of the hill with that. Now, last year, like I said, I kind of, man, I'm glad I just said that. Hey, Steve, I'm kind of upset with you because you ain't let Jaden Roberts know I'm the one that called Saban and cussed him out, man, when you talk to Jaden Roberts on the Bama Standard.
Man, that was...
You didn't tell him I'm the one that called down up. Oh, Lord.
Look. We're gonna be having Jaden Roberts back, and that will be one of the things that I mentioned because you were the first G to talk about he needs to be starting.
Come on, Steve, get my cousin on the phone one day. I know how y'all gonna do. It's gonna all work out. But I got another dark horse, and it kind of exposed itself versus Michigan. A lot of fans gonna hate me, but I say it first. I think we need upgrade at middle linebacker. I've been talking about that. And I think it's going to be Justin Jefferson, Steve. That's my dark horse for this season. Last year, it was Jaden Roberts. This year, Justin Jefferson. Because if you go back and watch the Michigan game, bro, they really scored on our middle linebackers. You know what I'm saying? Crossing routes, running backs, picking out. And I'm like, damn. Justin would have caught every last one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like he would have.
And for people, G, that forget, you know, Jefferson had one whale of an A-Day last year.
That let me know Saban was out the door, though. When I seen him, you know, like I said, the Jaden Roberts, the keeping Pope off the field and keeping Justin Jefferson, I said, oh yeah, Saban, and he ain't rolling and shooting on the mo. He kind of playing who he like. But I can't wait because we got so many people that left. So this is a new team, dog. Like last year's team is kind of here because of Miro, but outside of Miro, this is a whole new team. So give me your dark horse on offense and defense, dude. I'm gonna slide up out of here.
Okay, so my dark horse here, offense and defense. I'm gonna go defense first. My dark horse here, defense, is Tony Mitchell. That kid's Tony Mitchell. It's his time. It's his time. I know a lot of people said Bama lost Downs. Who's gonna replace Caleb Downs? Tony Mitchell. Tony Mitchell was a 5-star, just like Caleb Downs was. Tony Mitchell got himself into a little bit of trouble in the spring, and he found out, hey, this was almost taken away from me, but how grateful he has responded to keeping his head down and being about his business. Tony Mitchell's going to be the dark horse defensively. Offensively, my dark horse offensively, Caleb Odom. There's a reason why Amari Niblack dipped out. Caleb Odom is a man-child. That dude different. I got a chance to watch some clips of this dude at the Rose Bowl practice. Michigan's blessed that Caleb Odom can play in the Rose Bowl. That dude was mossing people. That dude was mossing people left and right. Caleb Odom is him. He different.
Okay, see, I'm going to give you mine. I'm going to let the next caller go. I'm going to say for offense, big dog, as long as he don't get hurt, he's going to prove that he's the most unguardable guy on our team, and that's E. Henderson. I got E. Henderson.
E-Man's legit. E-Man is legit.
A lot of people forget we got the number one running back in the nation on our team, but he done switched over to a receiver. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with E-Man. I think E-Man gonna shock folks. And killing the boy. It's great that we got this type of offense in here because he's gonna play certified, not just gap burners, but guys who are special on offense. So I'm gonna go with E-Man on offense, right? My defensive dark horse, I already said it. I think Justin Jefferson, Steve, would take Jahaz Campbell's spot this year, big dog. Mark my words. Speed and instincts will prevail with that big dog. Appreciate you, Steve.
Appreciate G from Raleigh calling in on a Friday, giving us his thoughts on the show. 205-448-1358. But I'm going to call in to let your voice be made known. 205-448-1358. Oh, my goodness! Whoa! We've hit the Daily Super Chat goal because Anthony, the Pimp Man Lang, has dropped in $100 in the Super Chats. Wow! Anthony Lang, he ain't playing, y'all. He ain't playing. $100 in there. Let's go. Hit the Daily Super Chat. Go, all of you. The Bama family helping us out right here on the show. Cool call topic here, Eli. You gotta love when two close childhood friends from the same state defend each other in the NFL. CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are more than just childhood friends. They're heart-fond brothers. These two from the state of California. These two competed against each other in the Elite 11 quarterback camps, the high school camps. These two went to two of the most story-filled college football programs in the country. Bryce Young to Alabama, C.J. Stroud to Ohio State. These two got drafted in the top 3 of the 2023 NFL Draft. Bryce Young, number 1 overall to Carolina. C.J. Stroud, number 2 overall to the Houston Texans. The rookie seasons for both went differently. C.J. Stroud, a great rookie year for the Texans. Over 4,000 yards passing. He finished number 8 among quarterbacks, 4,103 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 5 picks. Helped the Texans to the AFC playoffs, won a playoff game. I think he got Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud. Bryce Young, a different story. The Panthers struggled. He had 11 touchdown passes to 10 picks this past season. A lot of people wondering, is Bryce Young really that guy? C.J. Stroud, yes, he is that guy. He's the one, and he's the one for a reason. Stroud said, hey, a lot of the issues that happened were out of Bryce's control. He can't block for himself. He can't catch the football for himself. He can't do it all on his own. He needs help. And to see CJ defend Bryce like that, that's awesome. And wish nothing but the best for C.J. Stroud. Wish nothing but the best for Bryce Young. So, with the Panthers having a new head coach in here, young guy, hopefully he looks at this upcoming draft. He drafts some marquee offensive linemen, some marquee talented receiver around Bryce Young, and then we can really see what this young man's about to do here. But nothing but love there for C.J. Stroud defending his childhood friend, his brother right there. Gotta love that. Gonna take our final break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we wrap things up with just how big it was for King and DeBoer to hold on to the majority, 92% of a 2024 signing class. We wrap things up with that after this.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
What's going on? This is Benny Bryce. I'm the founder and owner of Touchdown Alabama. And you guys are supporting one of the only independent outlets covering Alabama football today. No other sports, no networks, just Alabama football. Roll Tide Roll.
All right, people, here we go. Back into the action from the break. Appreciate all of you checking us out on a free-for-all Friday. In my own words, hottest show on the streets, talking Bama football news. Yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. My man Eli Walker in the production studio, handling that business there. Begin to the final discussion here of conversation on the show. And just the significance of Kalen DeBoer and how big it was for him to hold on to 92% of the 2024 recruiting class. That was huge by him. Now, I know a lot of us will say, well, let's hold off on Kalen DeBoer, the recruiter, until the spring transfer portal opens back up April 15th to see how many guys can get out of the portal. Let's hold the Kalen DeBoer recruiter type things until we see what he does with this recruiting class of 2025 on down. And I can understand that, and I respect that. But for DeBoer to be able to hold on to 21 of the 23 freshman signees in the 2024 class brought in by Nick Saban, that was huge. You think about this. Those young men, they came in solely wanting to play for Nick Saban. The mass majority of them came in solely wanting to play for Nick Saban, right? And for Nick Saban to develop them and coach them and mold them and father them and mentor them, right? When Saban announced his retirement, every last one of those guys could have easily hopped in the portal and went elsewhere. King and DeBoer is able to reach them, is able to sail them on his dream, his vision, his goal, what he has in mind for each and every last one of them and a part of his scheme. And the only two that you lose, Julian Sayin, 5-star quarterback, and 4-star athlete, defensive back, Jameer Grimsley. That's all you lose. The other 21 you hang on to, you're able to add a few guys from Washington out of the portal to Alabama, and then you're able to get Ryan Williams to sign, Noah Carter to sign, and Quentin QB Reese, 3-star linebacker, to sign. So you're able to hold on to 21 of the 23 guys from the early signing period and then bring in more to cap it off. Good job there by DeBoer. Solid job, strong job there by him. Now, of course, there still lies spring football practice, and those that don't fit into the strategy of DeBoer, some of those may decide to hit the transfer portal up and go, which that happens. You're Alabama. You got to attack the portal to bring guys into the program that fit what you're trying to do, that work with what you're trying to do. But for the most part, Eli, this just being me, I thought DeBoer did a strong job. And only, you lose 2 guys from the 2024 class. You keep 21 of 23. That's a strong job. Yes, we want to see him excel in the transfer portal, getting players. Yes, we want to see him excel in getting freshman guys in their respective recruiting classes. But at this point and at this juncture, what King and DeBoer was able to do, nothing short of remarkable here in keeping 21 of 23 from this 2024 class. So happy for him being able to do that. And those are just my thoughts right there. Looking forward to spring practice coming in here and we getting a chance to watch what unfolds there. But as always, Bama Nation, you want the best in news, notes, information, coverage, entertainment on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone for your audio needs. Check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, iHeartRadio, Google Play. We got you covered right there. Appreciate all of you for the calls, the energy, the chatting, the donating, the super chatting, you making this your show, your spot, your space for all things Bama football. Love each and every last one of you. Guys, show some love to my man Eli Walker holding it down in the production room here as we are cha-cha sliding to the weekend. Till next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, continue doing the right thing, good thing, fun thing, smart thing, legitimate thing to not be bored there. You get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.